Simran, have you ever worked with an NGO?
Yes, I have, of course. But how's that relevant? It's so random sometimes it surprises me.
You know what surprises me? There's a person who's worked with over 60 NGOs.
60? That person's helping humanity tremendously and may just be one of the best people alive.
Well, that's exactly what Mr. Satya Natarajan has done. Working with over 60 NGOs, Mr. Satya focuses on the importance of volunteerism.
It has also just come to my notice that he's an integral part of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and has won a lot of awards, including the National I Volunteer Finalist Award.
He's a hero we need, not one we deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our keyboard keys together for Mr. Satya Natarajan.
Thanks, everyone. That was quite a lot, but I should have done it 20 years ago. I still feel much better. So right into the topic, thanks for introducing me. I'm Satya Natarajan. I'm here to talk about what beyond advice and advocacy, what action means. And I'm a guy who used to work in a corporate company supporting the biggest airlines, Raytheon, Airbus, Boeing. And in the day, I could squeeze out some time for the social work, particularly in the area of environment. So I'm going to talk about today, but be mindful that we need Earth and the Earth doesn't need us, which means we have a stake to do things. First and foremost, are you guys able to see my presentation on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, so let me go quickly over. There are many big problems around climate change. Like, earlier we used to ask, how is the weather today? And nowadays we ask, how is the climate? Which means it's changing ever and it's creating economic losses, livelihoods, as well as the individual lives of people. So right from the world scenario to a state scenario, to a place like Pune or Hyderabad, everywhere it is seen. And it's not something 500 kilometers away from the city where you live, right at your doorstep, which means 20 to 30 people are every day coming from villages to get settled in an urban area like Pune or Hyderabad or New York. What it happens? More groundwater extraction, the waste gets piled up in landfills, and to commute you take you fuel with the gas, which leads to pollution. The riverbeds are taken away. So much of challenges, right? So it's there right at your doorstep, trying to ring a bell for you. Then basically evolves out to something called as conscious consumerism or consumption and sustainable development. We just can't, cut a tree to make a road for a cycle. Same way reverse holds good. So what does individual people like us will keep doing, and what's our role? Because I have done it on the ground, I would like to share my experiences with you as young brigades, what you guys can do. Before, who owns the problem? Irrespective of whomever created, threw a litter in a place, didn't segregate a garbage, but who owns the solution? It's collectively we. We as individuals, either as kids or youth, or as a grown-up person, we live in the communities, so the communities are equally responsible, and for the companies and the schools that we work or learn from. So it's a combined effort. It is we who have to make a difference, whether we are as an individual or in a community or in a company or going through school. Companies have already declared that what they are going to do. So the smallest of the smallest thing that you can do is, before applying for a company or applying for a school or a college, before going into the career section of their websites, go and check what is their corporate social responsibility, what is their environment supportability. It drives an intentions that people like youth like you are looking first for information as to how companies or schools or colleges are conscious of environment before even getting into the job. It will make a difference. Small act of kindness, search. That's the first tip I would give you. You search for the right things, on places where you go, people will notice you what you are looking in for. Next, an event like Euro Cup or an IPL match has its own implications of what climate change could it bring up. And people are auditing, and how much plants need to be planted to offset. So it is also a thought process that is happening simultaneously. While the companies or the places where you travel, there are options. There are clean airlines versus non-clean airlines. You have a choice. What I'm trying to say here is that in every activity and every movement that we do have choices. In the hotels that we stay, they have saying that you would be getting some green points if you can reuse your towels every other day, right? So this also we have choice. And a place like an urban city like Pune are also auditing what kind of climate impact are we creating in terms of the carbon footprint and so on. And then at an individual level, we do have choices as to what we want to consume consciously and in a sustainable way. And there are equivalent emissions and how you could offset just by having a choice of food. If you can't do it every day, you can practice it some of those days. Still, you will know what conscious consumption can bring about a change at an individual level. And finally, when you commute, instead of going through a car, if you can go through a public transport system, so everything is a known knowledge. It is not something that you're going to invent new, because youth like who have gone ahead of you have already done that. You just need to be aware and you need to make the appropriate choices. So as Gandhi says, change starts from within first. First, you need to recognize that you need to change before you could go out and change the world. And not only is that, actively take part in choices and also volunteer time and energy for that. Less about me. Volunteering is all about giving your time, talent, and treasure. It's a great event that you guys have come together as youth in making an impact to the world just by discussing, right? So likewise, an UN development program created 5 lakh villages about climate and natural disaster management, and all possible through volunteers. And as I say, volunteers is a selfless act as well as a selfish act. When I say selfless, you are contributing to the problems and the solutions of this community, which means you are actively participating. In return, you also get to know a lot more what the world gives to you, like interpersonal skills development, communication skills development, and increased knowledge about and problem solving ability. And also you get to be in a healthy body, in a healthy mind, and also a satisfied person in your life. These are some of the things which are proven by metrics that volunteering does help you. So me as a person working in the night shift for 15 years had all the opportunities in the day to work with these kind of NGOs and social groups. Some volunteers as low as 5 years age, as high as 85 age. So if I can do it, you can do it. And you're not alone in this. If I look at, similarly, you can do a screenshot like this for Instagram. If I see, I have opportunity to work with 16,000 CEOs, not by being as an employer of those companies, but they all have volunteered for one or the other cause. You just need to connect with them. So you're not alone. There are many more like-minded people who have crossed your age and who have been doing volunteer. Connect. So as an individual and as a network of people. So if you put together all the volunteers in the world are making a difference, as much as you guys are preparing for a national conference and discussing things, to somebody who is actually doing on the ground work, put all the volunteers, the 9th largest country in the world will be only by the volunteers, which means you have such a big country and such a big impact to make. Now, you can either choose to volunteer individually or go through an NGO or a social group, or you can even do online volunteering. So they say in this world called You can work for a cause and choose a cause, or the cause can choose you to volunteer. So what are all the different ways you can do? Get frustrated about what is happening around you and do nothing, or ask the right questions, or raise your voice, like ways complain very often as to why something is not changing, or take up the step to influence people. I will give you 3 lessons that I have worked with 60 different NGOs and social groups and how I was able to learn from it. First is about the knowledge which is already available. You need to know about your rights and responsibility. When somebody kind of hits you or charges you in an open space, you call police for a help. Similarly, when a tree is cut, you can call a police for help. I'm going to talk about that. And then not everything you need to raise a voice. You just can use technology to complain to the appropriate people who can take actions on your behalf. And third, you can also influence others in your change programs. For example, in a space like India or in the world, the citizens to tree ratio is very good. If you see, like Canada has for per person 8,000 trees, everything looks good on paper. But when it comes to a place like Pune, in your local area, when you see on the road, to your left, to your right, every 10 meters, if there is no tree, then you have an opportunity to plant. Everything is given in the act, right? In Pune, there is hardly 1:1 tree ratio, which means for one person, you should have 7 to 8 trees, you have only 1 tree. So somebody might come and say, hey, it's just 1 tree that is being cut. But remember, it's your tree. It's marked against you. First is the awareness. And then how do you impact the change? Knowing this information is that approximately, let's say 1,000 apartments are there in a society. 4 people live in an apartment, 4,000 people. You can't keep on go on talking to each one of them, but office bearers are 10. Take this single page tree act that is on your screen and say, hey, as a governing member, if you are cutting a tree without permissions, you can go to a jail from 1 week to 1 year. Pay 50,000 rupees or ask permissions. These are simple act of information that can empower people to make the right choices. And you can do it at the comfort of your home, at the comfort of your society. Or else you could go to various hills that are available in Pune or similar other places from where you come from and participate in plantation drives and do your bit of volunteering to save this world. I have celebrated 120 employees in my team by planting a tree. They used to ask me, Satya, to plant a tree, you put 2 liters of gas or petrol and you go and plant it. What's the fun in that? And I said, like, yes, it's a great point. So now we will plant a tree using your Google location, sitting from your desktop or through your mobile, you can achieve that. So it's not necessarily that you need to be at the place and every place to make an impact. Even sitting at your home, you can make a difference. Then complain and then impact. How it is, you can always raise a voice, but use technology wise. Nowadays, you can ask for your father, mother, or if you have your own phone, there is an app which says how to complain about frequent social issues or issues related to climate change. Somebody cuts a tree, somebody burns something, somebody throws something garbage, and it's not clean. Everything at a click of a button you could do. I have had many success being at the comfort of my bedroom and making a change. And third is, for example, there are so many things to segregate in terms of waste management. For example, in Japan, there are 30 different types of waste you're supposed to segregate. But here in India, we are asking only for 3, right? And how it could make a difference is by putting a small red dot on a sanitary waste. For example, it might be a sanitary pad. It can be a diaper of your sister or brother who was young, or an adult, which might be your grandfather or grandmother. Put a small red size dot in it so that 1,600 women can easily segregate without having to open it. Think about a time if you have to open your sister's or younger brother's diaper and then check whether it has to be segregated or not. How painful it would be. So if your friends or your relatives or yourself in the home doesn't have one, please take a red lipstick and make a mark, and that would make the life very, very pleasant for the people who are working towards it. Now you know at individual level, by small act of kindness, how you can make the life of people easier, not just asking them to do, but actually helping them do by small act of kindness. These are all the various things you would see in Pune if you come across the paintings on the wall of Pune, the forts that are cleaned up, and removal of hyacinth, and then removing POP idols, and working with kids. Everything is a volunteer-driven action. And I'm going to talk about few learnings for the paucity of time, that if there is a will, there is a way, is what I want to tell this youthful crowd here. For example, as a part of Swachh Pune, Swachh Bharat, right? We don't keep any attendance. We say 1 is an army, 2 is a team, 3 is always a bonus. Why we say this is that even if 1 people come on the ground, they clean up the place, they paint the walls, they give advocacy, and then move back home. They don't wait like, you need to have 10 people or 5 people or 500 people. 1 by itself an army. Don't discount the power of 1. But if you get more people, you have more impact to make. So don't wait for an absolute time or an absolute scale. Start somewhere and it will lead the way to you. For example, in the Swachh Pune, Swachh Bharat, there are 4,500 volunteers who would volunteer at least 2 hours of their time in a year. 90% of them are one-time volunteer. See the impact that it could do to Pune, and the walls will speak for it. Second, there is another NGO called Jeevit Nadi. They say, what is that you could change your lifestyle within in your home? That way, the pollution of the chemicals will not reach the rivers, ultimately the rivers. You can make a difference. And the third one, there is another group called Sagar Mitra. Basically, they will help you identify different types of waste at home, which a kid handle in its hygienic conditions, so that they will collect it and they will give it to a recycler so that it doesn't end up in ocean. And there is a company who actually organizes these things for you. So at the end of the day, what you could do is either as an individual or joining forces with an NGO or participating in the places where you are, be it a school or a college or a company. And if you don't have time for all these things, be at least individually, socially responsible by choosing the right choices. At the end of the day, it's okay to lose a complete forest for volunteers. Why? Because when something is under destruction or is it imminent, it is these friends and volunteers who will help rebuild the planet. Long story short, start with you, hold people accountable, you can make a change. And thanks for the opportunity.